Jess Catman's Guided by Equus, and this is your, I guess it is the new moon in Virgo, along with the beginning of September Horse Wisdom Insights video. I came out here to check the mares and foals, and then I was just kind of working with Auntie because he had some hiccups yesterday. And so came out to check him this morning and just kind of hanging out with him. And then he laid down. So I thought, what a beautiful thing to be able to share with you guys. When a horse lays down in our presence, the level of trust and vulnerability and security really is kind of second to none. And I then had the 2-year-old buckskin stallion Falcon come over and sniff me on the back, and Ninty sat up, and I just put my hand kind of over top by his withers, and I didn't even pull him, I just kind of started rubbing, and he just laid back down. And then the Falcon and Inti's brother Toro came over to visit, but he just kind of checked in, and now he's moving on. So I just kind of want to shift to show Auntie a little bit. And I guess really what feels like it really wants to be shared is this idea of surrendering to trust and vulnerability in that timelessness, in those in-between moments. Because Virgo is kind of, I guess you could consider them, not really kind of, is a healer, and how we are of service through our gifts and the dissemination of ourself out into the world. And it can be to our detriment or to our expense. Our expense is, to our detriment is where we give without receiving, and to be able to create an expense account with it, I guess, is the better way, the other way to say it. And this is just, this doesn't mean that it's just right now. It's just kind of what's coming into maybe our recognition of, or awareness of ourselves in our lives right now. And where we put our gifts, which we bring to this world to help serve humanity through, whether we hold them back or make them too available for others without being able to receive, to have that reciprocity for ourselves within it. Because we're always being of service. I mean, whether we're parenting or whether it's at our job or whether it's in any relationship, I guess is a better way to say it, even to nature and the world at large and humanity and our creations. We're always serving through our gifts. And each and every one of us has gifts, and whether we recognize those gifts yet or not, it's that ability to serve and also to be able to receive for those gifts. And that's kind of a pretty big thing. And there's been a lot of, there is a lot of ways that one can go about empowering themselves to receive, but really, whether it's in a state of empowerment or a state of opening up to be able to share our gifts. There's so many, again, kind of facets on this spectrum of giving and receiving, because we can overgive and then we feel drained, or we can overcompensate ourselves because we don't trust in our gifts. And so kind of coming back to Inti and this idea of trust and surrendering to that which we have within us is really all that we need to be able to bring ourselves into this world to make a difference. And each and every day, every single one of us is making a difference, whether we believe in that or not. And I, myself included, need to often hear the words that I share in these videos, because sometimes these things are easy to forget, and the reminders of those spaces where we find ourselves in, that are those liminal spaces, kind of, the between daybreak and sunset. Those are two liminal spaces that I very much enjoy and appreciate, because it's that ability to tap into the wonder and awe and magic of the universe. And it's from that sense of childlike trust that I talked about in one of the last two videos, that we can actually tap into this space, which is kind of a pause between momentum. And in that pause, he's just licking and chewing a little bit. In that pause is those chironic moments, so those kairos moments, so non-linear, where there's opportune moments within those spaces to tap into something that is greater than ourselves. And really we have to surrender to not knowing how to do it, but trusting that feel to get the correct timing, and then to be able to reciprocate that relationship back to whoever's offering it, I guess is a good way to say it. So just kind of taking a breath on that. And if indeed this video is that short, then maybe that's the power of the channeled word through the wisdom of the horse. So on behalf of myself and Indy and the rest of the herd, much love and blessings, and stay tuned as we share more horse wisdom. Guided by Equus.